Alright lads, it's finally time for me, I know it's long overdue, for that max transcended best Don Kanonji that you're going to see in this entire game. I've been working with this character, I've been enjoying him, and honestly at max transcendence he kind of surprised me the stuff he can pull off. Now, as always, with every kind of character, at max transcendence, of course they're going to be good, but with characters like this, where their first and second strong attack have some damage inconsistencies, to say the least, at max transcendence, it really does help that character to be more enjoyable and more playable compared to all the other characters that are naturally just better than him at 1-5. So that being said, let's jump straight into looking at the character, the accessories that we do have onto the character. As you can see, he is 5-5 with 500 additional SP, so we have 1,000 extra SP onto this character. And then if you come to his accessories, this is what we got here. So I'm so grateful that I did literally just pull this week. It was absolutely insane. What a great pull. Oh, mine's Kamari! I don't Kanonji's OP, fam! Alright, let's go! So that right there, the Kamari giving me 80% additional SP, plus the Zeta pill just to hit hidden enemies, plus the 30% SP, and then also the fortification pill giving me 60% SP and also 30% focus, allows me to have close to 6,000 SP. And then we come and look at the link shots. We have given this character 20-20-20, we got him to weaken defense and long stride. I gave him weaken defense because I was using this character in guild quest, which I will showcase later today. I already had that recorded. And then I also gave him long stride because the man is in a car, right? Of course I had to give him long stride. And it also makes it more fun and more enjoyable, especially with his second strong attack, making it so you have to get really close to an enemy. Having long stride makes it a lot easier to use that SA2 to get in and out of situations. But yeah, we did give him the Koga link, which is a 14 star. We have a Retsu, which is 12% recharge and 16% full stam, which is actually very nice for this character because I do have that 20% built-in team heal every time you do move into another stage. And then we do have the Rose, which is a 14 star plus 16 strong attack damage link. So what we're going to do today is showcase him in pretty much everything you can put him against, right? I will have a showcase up maybe later in the future and how he performs in Arena, but that isn't out just yet. We're going to showcase him in normal IZ, in co-op IZ, Inheritance Trials, Epic Raids, Guild Quests, and also in Transcendence Zone where he does have the Read Hollow dodges. So that being said, let's just jump straight into it.
Yay!
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to showcase to you lads is Don Kanonji performing in the Awakened Epic Raid by himself. Now, the main thing I want to show here is the damage that he can do. So you can see there's SA2, it did 5% of the character's HP. That is a lot of damage, and this is the best way to showcase how powerful that SA2 can be when used in the right situation, like in Epic Raids. Now that being said, what we're going to do now is jump forward to right when I'm using my Soul Bomb. We use the Soul Bomb, we do a lot of damage, plus the SA2, and then we finish off the SA3. That's the main thing I want to show here, how good his SA2 can be in the Awakened version of Epic Raid in combination with his Soul Bomb, especially when you have weakened defense on. You can basically go from like 30% to 0 in the course of 5 seconds after letting off his Soul Bomb, and the clear time that we did get was around 2 minutes and 20 seconds, which for an individual character, that's actually pretty good. Alright, so now what you're going to witness is us clearing Epic Raid very, very quickly with me and my guild. So what we have here is a Candice using the Soul Bomb right off the get-go, doing the glitch thing so we can attack during the animation. That Candice has double weakened defense, so we're able to do a lot of damage. I save my Soul Bomb for the second phase, again, lowering the defense with the debuff, weakening the defense with the bonus ability that we have given the Don Kanonji, plus the SA2, we do an insane amount of damage. And then the other Don Kanonji does the exact same thing for the third phase, where we lower the defense and also weaken the defense, and we're able to clear this Epic Raid in around 24 or so seconds, which for the team that we are bringing is actually quite good. Mind you, we have a Zapro, a Christmas Nanao, and also a Confiord Noitora, who I believe was 5-5, so our characters were quite stacked actually, but you know, had we had or been using multiple Don Kanonjis, we would have been clearing a lot faster. The second run you're seeing right now is just a faster run of that we did do. Again, same strategy, Candice Soul Bomb first phase, I Soul Bomb second phase, and then the other Don Kanonji Soul Bombs the third phase, just to make sure that we can do as much damage as possible. And I do want to mention, I wasn't using the optimal build here. I didn't have Attention Town, and I don't believe I was even using the Kamari, because I think I recorded this before I did pull the Kamari. So, personally, I could have done significantly more damage had I used those particular accessories, which I unfortunately didn't use here, but I go in for the final attack, use the SA2, and we clear in around 22 seconds, which is very fast for this particular Epic Raid. We could have done it faster had we had more Don Kanonjis. But overall, as you can see there, we did get a 22-second clear time, which is actually pretty neat. Okay, so now what I'm going to showcase is using Kanonji in the hard difficulty of GQ. In this one particularly, it is the Rank Week. Now, one thing to note is that the first boss is a heart character, so that means that, you know, my team with 2 mind characters, if we did have this team, you know, 9 weeks ago, we'd be able to clear a lot faster if the final boss was a heart character. In addition to that, we could also eventually clear faster once we do get a new Flurry character that has a boost, that is a ranged character, and also has Flurry. Once we get that, I can then replace Rurika. Now, this run in particular is an okay run. It's not the best run, but I want to showcase this is what runs would normally look like if I'm not going for an incredibly high score. If I'm just trying to get the rewards and at the same time clear somewhat fast, this is what the runs would look like. So, at worst, this is what you can expect with a team that I'm using. A 5 out of 5 Kisuke, a 5 out of 5 Rurika, and a 5 out of 5 Kanonji. Overall, getting a 32-second run, which I can't really complain about. Now, what you're going to see is when things go a lot better and we do the stuff that we need to do. So SA1 goes off, we clear that boss right there with the SA3, we save the SA2, absolutely wiped out Lilynet. That's when the SA2 goes in your favor. So again, it's a bit inconsistent, sometimes it works wonders, sometimes it doesn't. In that case, it did absolute wonders. We use the SA1 there, the SA2 also then kills off Sun, then we use the Soul Bomb, weakening and lowering their defense, one SA3, a couple nat hits from the Kisuke, and an SA1 from Rurika. We absolutely wipe that final boss's attack. And remember, he's a mind character. If he was Heart, easy sub 20-second runs. So in this case, we got a 24-second clear time, which is actually very good for this team. And now going forward, Kanonji is going to be my main lead for the ranged Ranka and also Hollow Weeks of GQ. Okay, so now we're bringing Kanonji in to the co-op IT. Now, in this situation, he does perform quite well, especially at max Transcendence. 1, he has freeze immunity, so he doesn't get frozen. 2, he has the increased chance to inflict status ailments, so even in a situation where I don't kill, there's a very good chance that I do inflict the lacerate. Therefore, my whole team, myself included, can do a lot of damage. And also at the same time, I'm healing my teammates just by going into the next room, making it so most of us, if we do have full stam on, which I believe most of us do, then we do keep that full stam, which is very good just to have one Kanonji in your IT room. In addition to that, because he isn't hosting, because I don't have the host advantage and I'm getting that co-op lag, it really doesn't become that much of a hassle using his type of strong attacks. Like, of course, if he had a 3000 net beam, of course, if he had a 960 in front of him, it would have been significantly better. But in co-op, it doesn't matter that much because you can't clear multiple waves when you're not hosting. So when I'm joining rooms, I'm perfectly fine using Kanonji, and I'd actually rather use him than someone like, you know, my max transcended 10 years later version of Ichigo. Obviously, I will be using him when it's the Soripa IT, but right now when it's Hollow and Aranka, I'm definitely sticking to my Kanonji. Of course, my Soul Bomb's going to absolutely nuke the entire stage, right, when I can use it. And in my SA2, because it doesn't push back co-op bosses, if for some reason someone chokes their Soul Bomb, I can use my SA2 up close and pretty much one-shot the entire boss, which sometimes I have done. A lot of the times, actually, I have done. So in that situation, we actually did get a 1-minute clear time, which wasn't fast. So I'm showcasing another run now where we do get a tad bit faster. The SA3 is definitely the highlight of this character. I know it's an SA3, it's a 1200 full screen. Every character has it, but, you know, with the skills that he does have, at max Transcendence, it's almost a guaranteed kill against anyone in IT, right? Use that SA3, you're pretty much guaranteed to die, and if they don't die, then they're inflicted with the status ailment. So I very much do like this character, especially with the long stride. The long stride definitely does help him become more enjoyable, because you can get in and out of situations when you don't want to be. The SA2, unfortunately, you do have to get a tad bit close, so having that long stride in addition to the SA2, it means you can get into a situation and then you can instantly back out, which is what I try to do a lot of times when I am trying to, you know, get close to an enemy and then use my SA2, which we did do there, and you can see it wiped out the Nelly before ASL could even use his Soul Bomb to wipe that stage. So it's really fun just using that SA2 when it does go to plan and it does one-shot an entire boss. It's just satisfying just to do that. I really do like it. I'm having fun. We used the SA2 there, and you can see if you were able to catch that, it didn't do that much damage there because we didn't set ourselves up to use the SA2 properly. If you're far away, then it's not doing damage, but if you're up close and personal, then you're pretty much going to be one-shotting them at max Transcendence. Alright, so next up we're showcasing him in the Transcendence Zone. Now, I just really wanted to show that he can be used here. I mean, this doesn't really matter all too much. The damage numbers are significantly increased, so we are pretty much one-shotting with every attack that we do. Even 1 out of 5 is probably still performing the same when it comes to the damage output, because this quest is quite easy. The whole point of this entire quest is just to bring a character that has the read hollow dodges. In this case, Don Kanonji does have that. Again, the map is also filled with frozen pores, so he doesn't have to bother getting frozen like most other characters do or would experience if you're trying to auto and something like that. So that's at least one good thing for a lot of new players out there that do pull this character. If you do struggle to farm Hogyakus, then he's a character for that. Unfortunately, Ichigo has now been replaced for that. I'm not sure why Caleb does decide to do that, but yeah, now Ichigo can't really farm Hogyakus anymore because Don Kanonji has now replaced that role for the mind attribute. So very quickly, I mean, this isn't really a flex. The map layout in this is also kind of iffy too, so you can't really clear too quick of a character like this because they're not close together. Everyone's like sprawled out across the entire map, but 42-second clear time for farming Hogyakus. If you're doing 5 times run, then yeah, it performs quite good. Next up though, we are going to be showcasing him in IZ as a carry character. So we're carrying the Kisuke's, and I'm sure they're happy for me to carry them. It also helps with the autoing because I actually am healing them. It does make it so they are staying alive a tad bit longer, but for the most part they normally auto with 4 Kisuke's. But with me carrying, I'm definitely keeping all 4 of them alive, and that is honestly my main goal in this particular run. But I will say, obviously this character isn't designed to be clearing multiple waves at a particular time, especially with his SA1 and 2, so he isn't the fastest character when it comes to carrying IZ. In this particular case, because majority of the enemies are Soul Reapers, I'm going to be, if I was carrying, I'll be using my 10 years later version of Ichigo. But literally last week we did have a particular IZ where it was Hollow and Arankas, and using this exact character with the exact same build that I did show at the start, I was able to get around a 1-minute clear time, which unfortunately you can't do right now. But again, one of the best things about this character, and also worse in this situation, is his SA2, and you can see there, we literally just absolutely wiped that Chojo's boss's HP. So in a situation like this, where the Kisuke's are autoing and they're not using the Soul Bomb, even if they did, they're not doing damage anyway because they have Chappies on, my SA2 is pretty much just helping me out, clearing this IZ faster because I can use the SA2 to pretty much wipe out the boss's HP, and then we do use the Soul Bomb on the final stage. Of course, we're going to one-shot it, everyone's dead, and boom, we finished up very, very quick. So in conclusion, with this particular IZ run, I was able to get a 1 minute and 23-second clear time, which is on the slower end when compared to someone like the 10 years later version of Ichigo and also Rukia, and also 5th anniversary Ichigo and Byakuya. With them, when I have them max transcended, I use them in IZ, I normally get around a 1 minute to a 1:10 clear time. So a tad bit slower, but not that big of a deal. And last but not least, it is the max damage test that I can do on his Soul Bomb, and it did come out pretty nice. So what we're doing here is Soifon is boosting us with the SA2, increasing our attack and focus. She's double weakened defensing with that Soul Bomb because I have given her that. And then the Shui is weakening and also lowering their defense, and then now we can dish out our Soul Bomb, which I very much do like the animation for that, especially the final attack where he does his cannon attack, which is actually really cool. And then boom. 2.9 million damage, which is quite significant. That is a lot of damage. Keep in mind he does hit 4 times, so overall that was around a 9 million or a 8.6 million damage attack when it comes to a Soul Bomb, which is actually pretty cool. But that being said, lads, that was the overall showcase for Don Kanonji at max Transcendence, and Picaro. I don't think I actually mentioned Picaro in this entire video, but they are also there. And you might be wondering, do I regret spending 2 special move sources and putting all the effort and time I did put into maxing this character? I'll say right now, I don't. He has been a massive upgrade into my account, and if you see the way I see it, I'm using him in Epic Raid right now. Probably going to use him when he isn't even a bonus thanks to the lower defense plus the weakened defense. I use him in 2 weeks of GQ. I'm using him in 2 months worth of content for IT. And overall, he's just a fun character visually. So I don't regret it, and he's a very good character at max Transcendence, like a lot of other characters, but I think this character becomes a lot more better compared to other characters that are in the same tier as him when max Transcended, because of the main thing, his SA2 and SA1 have some big damage inconsistencies, especially the SA2, so when you max Transcend him, the damage output is significantly higher, and it makes him a better character when you have invested into him. And I can guarantee in any future tier list, whether it's from me, another content creator, or even the BBS subreddit, a character in the same tier as Don Kanonji at max Transcendence will not perform the same as this Don Kanonji. I'll tell you that right now, right? If you actually look at the current tier list on the BBS subreddit, and I'm not hating on them whatsoever, you can see that they put Kisuke, the Parasol one, in the same tier, also Isane and Banken. If you have those characters max Transcended, they will not be able to do what this Don Kanonji can do at max Transcendence. So I do think this character gets scaled a lot higher at max Transcended compared to characters in the same tier when you compare them at 1.5, if that kind of makes sense. Hopefully it does do. I'm not encouraging you guys to get him 5.5, but if for some reason you are someone out there that does have him 5.5, and if you're wondering if you should work on him, I would definitely recommend it. But anyway, lads, that was the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you lads in the next one, which will be the mid-month reveal.